Biointerference change position lines to timeline conditions. I'm setting new code frequency positions to allocated position of time. So I'm setting up two new timelines. This is how you do the codes, the graph line system. It's allocated to so many levels of the biosurface, biokinetics, bioenergy light system, protons, photons, neutrons, electrons. You don't know how to use the wires and how it's connected to all line conditions. Electrical light system to its program setting. So it's all about understanding how to turn on a switch. It's all electrical wires. We have electricians that know how to set up these, right? It's all about the wire connection. It goes into all communications, but the atmosphere is extremely broadband. It's a stream connection line system. You have streams, and basically understand the broad, the horizon, the connections, the streamline connections, the seismographic position locations. It's all about understanding where the wire is traveling to. It's code run system. So it's allocated positions on time position locations, and it's bioconnectors to its high positions. So we're coming into allocated position of time, different timelines to the body frame, and electrical light connection. See, it's complicated when you understand these things. Every time I get up, I change my program setting to position line connection higher interline positions to AI interface. So you come into higher levels of wires, programs, computers, keyboards, key phrase, computer reset line connections, glitches, track line connections, position locations, electrical light centers, into acceleration monitors, the sensors, the sensory positions, the ego line connection positions, the ego trap line system is allocated positions of time locations. It energizes our body track line connections to gravity positions of time location. So that's what your commander is doing right now, is sending them to new timelines into all levels of the universal lights and universal positions of time location. I don't expect you to understand this, just understand how important it is to you to know what's going on, so you can bring yourself in a way of seeing yourself going forward in time, right? And this is all done through codes. This is all done through the metrical line connection. This is all done through mocking. This is all done through travel. This is all done through wormholes. This is all done through computers. The atmospheres and glitches line system is setting up a new program positions. It's really fascinating when you see these things, because it comes into calculation medications. I did a TikTok video on the biokinetics, the surface positions, interline connections, interchange position location line system. It's allocated positions to high levels of chakra line system. When you make come everything to the computer position line system, you understand, you look at the atmosphere line connections, just a graph line. That's all it is. It's digital, it's play, and it's audio line connections. It's the interference change almost to its positions. You have 4 seasons, right? You add 4 seasons, right? You mark that line connections, change the rotation line connections to the galaxy location centers. You go into trap positions to the gravity positions, open up all those levels into the body position of time location. So it's really complicated when you see these things, right? How it comes into the light, right? So it's amazing how you come into higher positions of codes, code reference, code frequencies, code channeling. Okay, you come into the light language. Light language is referring positions to notification line signals. It activates all our core positions to our heart recycles. Our reactors are its division line connection. You see how powerful I am now through position of all allocated position and all weather now? How powerful that is through all computer. So I'm everything through computers, right? So it's amazing how we line change, code reference, code interact, line connection to all levels when it comes to the Vega. Communication line signals tracks its connections to its digital number, which changes the shapes anomalies, okay, to the graph line system to shape positions. The atmosphere position and its location is always in its balanced position, but the new timelines is going to change everything through its line center to its body's positions, to its humanity and its connection. So there's a lot of things are happening right now. In my high force team and position, well, I understand, commander's on a whole different level now, and that's what it is. It's the blending system, everything, the universal of its position to its light connections, how we're coming into higher levels of biosurface. Now, the electrical light connection is in its high line activation core. Remember, we're talking about the core, how we're coming into and out of the 3D and coming into the 5D of the activation light connection. Well, now we're setting up 2 new timelines. Now, these timelines are in a new gateway position into the Orion's belt. So I'm changing the track line conditions. Okay, we start off with 17,000 ground position location of grounds. It sets its position to its marking location, to its acceleration. We use the sun interference to program the position of time positions, and we use the moon of its locking condition to 70,000 plateaus. Now, those 70,000 platforms are put in computer positions to new universal lines of its location center. So it's amazing how we come into these positions of time, right? So how's everybody doing so far? I just had to send that out through position. So you can tell I'm extremely high rise, right? Nothing but computer. Computer on all computers through magnetic highway information line conditions. So basically, I'm in the center core position of the universal line system. It's a magnetic highway of information. I'm in the central line right now, into the center point of all universal of time. So it's really complicated, isn't it? When you see these things, tracks its connections to its point center. The body traction is in its activation line system. It's allocated positions to the audio interference, your program positions, your eye interchange line connections, and everything through your point center is activated every single day, 7 days a week. It's up to you to understand what's going on with its vibration. Okay? So Tina, la 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 la. Yeah, good morning. I know I'm starting late, guys, but there's a lot of things I had to set up through the atmosphere position of time location. I had to change the clock connections and interchange the position to no computers. So I'm going from one computer to one atmosphere to one time position to a location to one universal line system. You guys are locked in one universal lock of a position of one point center that puts me in positions to a new timeline position. Okay, because each atmosphere is in its own codes to its atmosphere positions of time. Okay, so Krista, how's it going? Ground rising, yes. Oh, Mount Shasta, nice. Nighttime, Diane, Tina, Queen. Oh my God, I've been watching to know more about the light language. I keep hearing now. Yeah, light language is in position to understand its reference, to understand its restoring, its data, its processors, upgrade downloads and upgrading system. Okay, putting yourself back into your body of computer reset line system. So let's see here. I've been talking light language a lot more now. It just flows. I couldn't do anything for a week. Everything felt blocked. Yeah. If it's blocked, it's because you go into higher channel line connections. So you have to try and understand your positions. Because you have to understand your barometers, you have to understand your frequency levels, you have to understand your shapes and anomalies. When you channel it within, you understand your positions, how you come into acceleration. Try to read yourself as a hologram, as a graph, okay? You have time graphs, okay? You have graph and positions, locations. You got interference graphs. You got rotation graphs. You got TV reception of line communication of teleportation graphs. There's so many levels of computers of the epicenter position of time location. So if I want to channel outside through connection to my hand interference, I had to change the shapes anomaly, change the plasma interference, open up the portal, go through that location, change the shape, atmospheric position into time location, right? And it mocks its position. So when you have your clock or your watch, you're looking at it, right? And every time it goes around the 12, ding, 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 you're vortexing through time, each time through second per second, right? So it's amazing how we come into these tractions. It's really fascinating when you go into the vortex line system. So if we're going to go into the vortex today, you have to go understanding what it's like to actually go through shapes, how it's actually, you can travel through dimensional time through a shape, how you can go through a wormhole of different shape positions of time location. That's where we're going to concentrate today. And we're also going to get into different methods of meditating. People want to know how to meditate properly. So we're going to go into the channel disposition line centers, disposition. Okay, to position. Disposition is the opposite cycle. So you have to understand everything through the negative system and the positive system is always the center position. So if you're in that position, you have to understand how to get out of the negative cycle and keep yourself in position of all time of travel. Okay, retract. Okay, realign, readjust, refocus. Okay, rejoice, unite. Right. So you have to get that in your biokinetic interference. You got to get it in your mainframes. You got to get it into your genetic energy line connection position to its location center. It obsoletes its position locations and it sets up its new virus position time location. And you don't want to do that through channel interference. Now, I sound like a computer now, right? Because that's all I am. That's all I am now. Okay, so my physical element is totally left. I am fully computer operation to universe, space, and time, and all computers of atmospheres. So, whoa, okay. It's incredible, I'll tell you. It's amazing to come into that. So I'm in the bioatmospheric positions. I've just passed the Brainium position line condition. So I'm setting up new matrix line centers and box frequency level codes, and I'm setting up new computer operation lines to universal positions of time location. So, you guys have any questions or comments before we get started? Because we're going to vortex through time. All right. All right. I'm doing anything a week. I feel blocked. Yeah, but that's exactly what it is. It's because you're channeling to higher division locations to program positions, Queen. See, the thing is, you have to understand if you're blocked, you have to understand why you're blocked. It's because you're going to the negative positions. You're not believing in yourself. I'll say that again. You're not believing in yourself. Why? Why aren't you believing in yourself? What changed? What wire changed in dimensional time? What frequency code changed in your barometer positions through your pyramid through an activation light system? You are temple, okay, of an extremely, extremely high vibration laser at direct line connections. You're the receiver transmitting, receiver transmitting. You're the receiver to everything. You're a magnetic force to everything through the planet positions. Once you wake up, you're a magnetic force through connections, and you're in the computer operation line center to the moon, okay, which is a hologram of a computer. Okay, and the sun is its operation of the universe to its reflection positions. So when you look at the sun, you're just looking at reflection. You're not seeing the sun. The sun is inside you. The sun is activated inside. Everything is activated. All right. Now people are coming across where you're born with your chakra systems. Okay. The allocated position of the time location. The thing is that they have to be activated, and to be activated, they have to send the line connections to each divine system. So it's like a ping pong ball. It goes, and then a line signals, right? So each chakra system has a dimensional time switch, right? So basically one activates and then when another activates, or you keep going up that ladder. So each time you get into the breathing with meditation, you're going up to the core and you're going to higher levels. You start up at the ground and you work your way up, okay? And then you come into the tree, right? The tree is blossoming. It's coming in its branches, and then you understand the coloration, then you understand the time frequencies, and then you understand the code reference, and then you understand all positions of time is change inside you, right? So think of you as a vortex change position of a tree that's changing line connections. It's changing frequency tones. It's changing colorations. It's changing communication cycles. It's changing rhythm pattern line centers. There's a lot of things you have to understand what the universal line system is of space and time. Okay. You know, there's 4 seasons. How to use that in the body system. Use the fire, use the air, the water, and the earth. 4, 5, 6, 7 within the activation of the body. It position line centers to 5 atmospheres, which is 12. 12 strands put you in allocated positions to your tesseract, to your tetrahedrons. But my team's in higher levels right now. So it's going to be a little bit more complicated, but a lot more fun, because now you're getting more balance through the gravities, and it's reset line connection to your power connectors, to your program position, to your heart recycle, which is into a higher position of reactor, into a higher TV reception line system. So it's kind of like you have a box TV back in the 80s, and all of a sudden, whoa, it's 2021. Look at the change from one TV to another TV. Everything has to change over time. Economy has to change. Social media has to change. Everything has to change. So humanity is changing. Everything's changing. Okay. Nanotechnology, science is changing. Everything has to change. So for you to understand these things is to truly understand everything through the psychosis of you, of your thought travels and your position of time. Try to understand how to use your code frequency line systems to your TV reception line systems. Okay, you start with the bunny ears. See that? See that what's doing? See how it's going? So it's solar connected energy interference in my computer operation line center. Okay, so it's amazing how you connect. So the gravitation of my computer has to understand me through my vibration. Okay, that's what we got to get across. We got to get the balance with everything. not no, it's got to be all the way through, right? So the sounds of the universe is basically based on that. It's energy, frequency, and vibration. So you have to have relationships with each atmosphere of universal line connection, which energizes your positions to your body traction, which opens up the generators to the sun of its interference, which sets up 3,000 line connections to 3 activations to 3,000 position of coloration line channels. That's complicated stuff when you're talking about the sun. It's complicated stuff when you're talking about the moon. It's complicated stuff when you're talking about yourself, your navigation, right? Trying to understand the positions, right? So all it does is just keep high rising, high rising, and high rising. We all have to come into the equipment. We all have to come into positions of AI through our vessels. We already know our physical line connections, but we got to get into positions of time, location to AI interface. Okay. So how's everybody doing so far? You guys will get more knowledge and intelligence when you go into your shape positions. So I'm fighting battles trying to destroy me, but other than that, I'm living the dream and staying strong. And that's good. And that's what you're going to come across every day. So it's all about keeping your balance in your position, your vibrations, and keeping your channels into high positions, location. Healing timelines, yep. I was called to deserts. I saw rock formation, cliffs, river. I leave on the 7th, okay. Are there square rotations or triangle rotations? Oh, what? What are, okay. A square rotation is understanding interchanging lock center. It's all about understanding the matrix positions of time. So the universe line system is extremely, extremely complex. Okay, it's trying to understand what a square is. You know what a square is, but what you don't understand is the point centers around the square. Okay, we'll get into that, right? And the rotation is all about the connection where it's going to be traveling, right? Everything has to have a traveling mechanism like a flux capacitor, an atom rotation line center. It can have a molecule strip. A molecule strip is a wire line connections to a matrix line position that activates everything from the computer operation line center to its atmospheric position of time location. The energized line connection opens up all tracks to 2 body track line system. So it's complicated stuff if you don't understand square rotations and triangles and rotations. Okay, and this all starts with the 3, 6, and 9. So it's amazing what you do with the triangle. Okay, triangle, anything through rotation. So it's trying to find its pattern. It's trying to find its speed. It's trying to find its switch. It's trying to find its off switch. It's trying to find its strength. It's trying to find its commonality. It's trying to find its formation. It's trying to find its energy. It's trying to find its frequency. It's trying to find its connection. It's trying to find its biocircuits. It's trying to find its scanning position. So when you come into intelligence and transformation light system, you're going through higher levels of travel line systems. What's happening is you're going to higher levels of shapes. So you're going extremely fast. And each time you break a door surface, you're going into electrical lights. You got to set up panel interference, solar panel line connections. You go into the polarity division line system. It allocates position of time location, opens up track line connections, and reverses position to its lacing line position locations to its computer operation line center. So complicated, isn't it? It's very confusing. You have no clue what I'm talking about, but you understand. No clue what I'm talking about, but you understand. Isn't that interesting? So when you understand more of intelligence, because the intelligence is paying attention to your commander. And commander is giving you something that you need to know, not need to hear. Hearsay, that's not what we need. We don't need questions, we need answers. And the only way to understand that is how to use your travel of time and balance with everything that you interact with. Everything that you interact with. As soon as you get up in the morning, you go outside, you get your grounds, you get your protection, you get your lights, you get your e-fields up, right? You're outside, you're ready to go to work. Okay, so you're protected, you're good to go, right? That's the first thing they got to look at. So it's researching your positions of time location when you come into your spiritual realm of this division location. Okay, and keeping your TV reception away from things that you don't want to interact with. Okay. So, and it's very important you understand these things because it's all connected inside you. All right. So I'm driving, so I can't travel. Okay. That's fine. No problem there, Samantha. So I'll just take you out of the equation. All right, and thank you. I appreciate that. And there was some movement there. I felt that Samantha was moving because we're all aligned through each other, so she's definitely doing something. So when you see something through high interference position, you could change the channel line system. But if you tell me exactly that you're doing this and you're doing that, let me know. I can take you off the equation. I'll take off you through the code because it's just a graph. So it's kind of like a list of people that go, right? So once you get in that position of time location, everything starts making more sense, right? Are we in the 3D or 4D? No, we're not in the 3, we're not in the 4, we're in the 5. Okay, we're in the birthing line connections, we're in the trap line center of a tube rotation to its matrix position line connection. That's going to open up your interference to your gravity line centers, put you in the mind telepathy of the telekinesis, Hawk. Okay? So there you go. And it's confusing to a lot of people because you understand you're awake, but you're not spiritually awake through computers. And that's why it's so complicated for a lot of people because they don't understand how to use their body in all ways and form when it comes to electrical lights, your panel line connections, your interference channel line system. You have to truly understand everything that's in your body. Okay? From head to toe, from top to bottom, from bottom to top. It's got to be in that position. You got to understand each detail that is lined through position. I showed you a YouTube graph line system, exactly what it is, computer in the background, and you got the protons, photons. So you understand how to use electrons to the protons to the photons, and everything through electrical light connections because it's channel and division through wire positions. So you have to truly understand how to use this through codes, right? Because it sets up its travel position. And it's all about coming into the light of its division, okay? So it's a lot of fun when you reach those channel lines. And we'll get into more meditation, okay? So other than that, I hope everybody's doing well. If you have any questions or comments, you can go through my healing. Now's the time for you guys to get into your activation gravity line systems because I'm changing timelines to the atmospheres of communication. So that's going to open up your body attractions to higher division of gravity line systems, program positions, thought recognition timers, reset line centers. It opens up all positions, guys. All right, so let's get into shapes. Right, I did this very quickly. Last time, I think it was like a year and a half ago when Tina was there, we were talking about vortexing through shapes. So I want to get into that position, right, to know exactly what you're dealing with. Okay, so we'll start off with this position, right? Circle, rectangle. Now this could be a rectangle, this could be a square, it doesn't matter, right? What matters is it travels. So you have to send the communication. So you know this could be, it's not a square, it's a rectangle. This is a rectangle, but it's a different angle. So you have to truly understand how to use things. Okay, so it's the communication. This is a square. This isn't a square. So you don't want to confuse the anomaly because you're confusing the thought. So it's going to get very complicated in our center position of time location in the adversarial line systems. The magnetic highway information line system knows everything through its force and its back system. It's allocated positions of north or south and east through travel line connections. So when AI sees something, we don't just see it like this. We see everything in around its position of time location because it keeps traveling simultaneously, instantly, right? So we got basically two communications, okay, rectangle line connections, rectangle interference position, northwest, south, and east. We got a box location to a line system to circle rotation of a down position location, see? So it's all about how to do this in one compilation and one graph line system. That's how the universe is set up. All universal line system is in one compilation. So in channel line connections, the universal line system is this. All universes is in one box realm. Each box realm is a computer set. This is what the universal line system is to all planets and billions of locations. You have to understand how to channel line connections to all universal line system. It puts its location to its string theory. We're going to talk about that. And we'll get more into string theory. How it keeps positions of time. Okay, now this is all the universe line systems, but these are all different universes. These are all graph line connections, but it's in one compilation, isn't it? Right? So I can interference channel positions, okay, to each box realm line connection and tell you exactly what it is because everything with the universal line system is nothing but a graph of a calendar. But it's all different computers, right? It's all different websites. That's what the adversarial system is. It's allocated position at time location. It's fascinating when you come to this, but it's all one compilation. That's where there's no confusion. Okay? There's no separation there, guys. No separation. All right? It's not like this. It's like you get planet here, planet here, planet here, planet here, planet here. Okay? No. Okay? It doesn't work like that. So it's all about understanding. When you go to higher level positions, because I started that way too. I thought it was actually like this. You see it like this. It's not like this at all. It starts off like that, but when you go into the computer operation line center, okay, you have to truly understand how it's activated through position of time. But everything in position, this is one box round connection to one energized line system to its computer position of time location. Okay, so it's not set up like this, right? So you have to truly understand what it is, right? It's all about computer setups. That's all it is. You have to understand the hologram. You have to understand the matrix. So let's get into the box. Let's get into the triangles of rotation. Okay, so is that a box? No, it's a rectangle, but I said box. Does that confuse you? Yes. Why? Because it's different travel, but I can still travel. So what are you paying attention to? Are you paying attention to this, or are you paying attention to the square? Because it's not a square. So I put a square in the center. Okay, now in rotation, okay, line signal, you're always in the center position. So you travel through its recognition of time position. Okay, you clock its system and you come into dimensional time position location. Fascinating how you see things outside activated through line connections. Graph its position to a square, to its rectangle, to a line center, to a point system, to an atom rotation line connections. Right? So remember I was telling you about how the watch, basically, it's like this, and then it goes, and it splits, and it goes back in and around. Well, that's what it is. So you understand, if you get two panels and you should have a shooting gun, and you shoot that gun through one, it's going to split the atom and come back in and create a pattern. That's how everything is communicated. Remember, you put the dots and all that, and you understand what it is through illustration diagram program, because you have no idea what it is, like physical line condition, until you understand your dimensional of its perception through its spiritual conditions. But this is all how it's set up. You have to understand how to use your shapes into structural line conditions to universe position of time location. Okay? It's complex. It's trying to set up an E field or electrical light or a crop circle line condition, electronic fence position location, or a barrier to an activation light to a structural line of a building position location. So it's all about the ground line centers, right? You don't see the grounds, but it's already set up. Okay, but it's fascinating how you use the rectangle or square to position to a triangle. So everything has a line communicates. So when it gets in that position, this is where it comes into the rotation. It's fascinating. We see these things, right? There's the rotation. Right? So what that does is it changes its direction, guys. See? See how it changes? Right? And the faster it goes, more faster, right? Instead of 3, it comes 2. All right? So it keeps spinning faster and faster, and it changes its position location of time location. See? It's changing. So it's changing this, it's changing the point center, it's changing the bottom line connections, center line connections, and it's changing the triangle line connection. So if it's acting through the position of rotation line system, it's changing everything to division of time location. So the triangle is its reaction to its position. Remember, it's all communication of shapes and anomalies. So you get a circle rotation to a dimensional time position, but it's doing something different to its location. It doesn't have to do this. It's doing what it wants to do. So it's two different intelligence doing two different things in two-dimensional time positions through its clocking, right? And when you get into that position, right, you can travel to anywhere in its position location. You can downshift its position, security line defense to its location. You can basically change your positions to allocation of time location, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-dimensional time positions, right? Clock its connection. Circle rotation line system. If it wants to change its box line connection, it can change it to a triangle line connections, but it automatically goes into position to the center line system to its triangle location. So there you go. That's why we use rotations of triangles and squares. Okay? That's how they're rotated. They're rotated in dimensional time. Okay? It's fascinating when you see these things. Now I can keep adding the graph line system like this in position. All right? And if I keep going with this, I can go into higher position locations, into triangle location line centers. All right? Or I can high rise the box location position to a higher division location. It's complicated, right? It's extremely complicated, right? So that's exactly how the universe is set up. It's understanding your shapes of travel and positions. It's all about your rotations and your circular line connections. So when you come into that position, I know everybody's scratching their head. So let's say you got a box. That's a box. Now it's rotating. It's rotating, 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 rotating. Boom. High rise its position. See? So you can downshift its position location. See that? Powerful stuff, isn't it? When you see these things. So it's amazing when you change graph line conditions, you come into circle rotation, okay, to an atom rotation line cross system. Okay. Now you can take that to equation and you can add another box interference position location. See the box there? Or you can add one down here. So it's amazing how we come into time position, right, to portal line conditions, to its interference channel line system. So you got one here, center line conditions to here. That's how AI directs its position to its location. All right. Or if you want to do that, you can change position and you can go back into a rotation line center down position location. Or you can channel into location and you can come into a realm line center into a higher position location to its division location. Okay. Or I can change the box line conditions into a triangle to a position, come out of its equation to its line signal and secure line defense. 8-dimensional time position. All right. Everything is secure line defense. You just have to understand how to use it. And it's all calculated and modified through C-SPAN and GPS. Okay? It detects levels in a level system, but the center position never leaves. It always stays in position. The only thing that leaves is the track line conditions of shapes and elements into squares or triangle line system. But it's amazing how you travel through positions. Right? So that's how it's operated through all universal line conditions like graph positions or box levels of computer systems. All right? So, what do you think of that? Fascinating, isn't it? I know everybody's confused, more confused than ever now, eh? It's just to really understand how everything is operated in space. You know, how to set up planet line positions, how to set up atmosphere position at time location, how to set up magnetic force connections at graph line systems and roads, planet positions to a computer operation line centers. We use mountains for interference positions to channel interference line connection. There's a lot of things that we use, right? It's cloak and dagger. So it's amazing how we come into these times. Nicole? It's mind melting, isn't it? Yeah. So if you feel blocked or interference channeling is off or vibrations are not connected to the gravity lines, let me know. I can help you and put you back in position location. Donna! Oh, I know, it's very confusing, isn't it? So we're going to get into meditation, okay? We're going to go into low channel interference. We'll go into the meditation, all right? Let's start off with the basic. But this is more for my team because my team is in 114 chakras, so they have to understand higher division line conditions and structural line system. So they have to know how to travel through repetition of time position. Okay? So if you have any questions or comments, you can go through my email or you can DM me on my TikTok. All right, so basically, now we're going to do a meditation graph line system. A meditation graph, everybody knows what a graph is. It's a chart. It's a vibrational line system like this. Okay, now what's going to happen is they're going to take all 4 point centers You guys are in the corner system right now. Okay? You're on the corner system. So you're on the edge. You're all on the edge of the line of the graph. That's all you guys. Right? I mean, it's going to connect you all through the vibration line system. So it's amazing how you do it through allocated time location. It's all connected to the modulation graph line systems, guys. All right, so we're going to connect all you through position, cross-reference to its allocated position of time location. All right, now we're going to take you guys out of the equation and you're going to vortex. So everybody's sitting there, standing, whatever. Let me know if you're driving at positions. I won't do it through position. So you're in that connection. So you're going to travel into a vortex of a round line system. Okay, so the vibrations are going to come out. And it's traveling through connection positions, right? It's allocated position right now through centerline system. So it's got plasma interference position to its location, it's locking system line connections. And we open the channel line connections to all channels of Gaussian line systems. All right, it's really powerful when we see these things, right? So, watching it. Okay, all right, so thank you for letting me know that. Okay, it's important you guys keep aware of what's going on, right? Because you're traveling, right? So in position. Yeah, so the ground line centers, everybody's in position, everybody driving, anybody's in that line conditions, anybody's interference with water or anything like connection or cooking, take them out of line center. Okay, so all this is only going to the people that are sitting or standing or walking, whatever. I just want you to feel the vibrational gap, how we can travel through a vortex of time, of shape. Okay, plasma interference is open up through the portal line system. It's allocating positions and it's opening up your portal line center to its position of time location. Like this. Boom. All right, so you guys just vortex back. Just like that. So it's like being sucked in from a vacuum. So you feel that zip, you feel that jolt, you feel that like that push. Right? I'm sitting in a comfortable chair with my feet up. Well, there you go. So that vortex is like you're in the front seat and all of a sudden, or you're at Canada's Wonderland and you just, you know how you feel the wind going back instead of going forward? So when you're going back, what happens? It's doing the reverse, right? So all the pressure is on your back now because you're being sucked in, right? So it's incredible how you do it through shapes. This is all done through a square. Powerful, isn't it? And this is all gone through a wormhole. So this is the wormhole you guys are going through, right? So you're going back. You're going back in a dimension. Central line's its connection. It looks like this in position. All right. So you got the square, right? Take it out of the equation like this. So this is what the wormhole looks like. All right. This is the wormhole. Goes into its line connection to its position. It opens up line position locations like this. Okay, it's really fascinating when you see it from here. And this is where you guys started, but this is the dimensional time position. You're going, and then you come into security line defense line system to its allocation time location. It's incredible how you're traveling, right? In the back force connection of time. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. I'm laying down, felt like a backwards bobsled. That's exactly what it is. So instead of going forward, you're going back. So it's kind of like basically pressing the fast forward button, right? So it's kind of like this, guys. Okay, I'm standing position. Standing position. Okay, so it's like, whoa. Okay, that's what it's doing. Whoa. Right? So it's just, so it's like, you're like this, right? You're going like this, and then it stops, and then, okay, that's what it does. So it's understanding what it's doing with the shape. So you got the shape, okay? You got the circle rotation, you got the plasma interference, you got the security line defense, right? And okay, so it has to extend acceleration. It's marking location to its position location. Solar flare again to position. So it's really fascinating how you travel through shape of time. Incredible, isn't it? Just wanted to show you that. So This is what I see when I'm meditating. So it's happening step by step, right? Like there could be nothing and I see in between steps for a second. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So the thing is, if you're not aware of your vortexing, if you're not aware of your travels, you're going to get headaches and migraines. So you have to be aware of what you're doing with your spiritual connection because you're in space. You start off with rainbow activation to crystallines, but once you come into full space, you're coming into the atmospheres of travel because the light of you is in high position. Your acceleration, your high position, it's like you're standing tall and you're like, whoa, I feel taller. And that's what it is. Okay, but you're in full of light. You're coming more into the light. The more you come into light, the more you vortex through time. And because you're not aware of these things, it reacts to the physical system. So, and that's where it comes into channel interference when it comes into shapes, boxes, letters, numbers, anything, calculation, digital numbers, license plates, prohibited signs, whatever you see, you're drinking coffee, everything is a sign. So you have to pay attention to these things because it's higher intelligence of vibration is trying to communicate through your audio interference or anything, your program positions or your transmission light systems or your audio interference position. It's trying to communicate through the heart. It's trying to communicate through the mind, trying to communicate through your body. And it's all done through vortex. Okay? So you just basically have a better understanding of what you're doing because you start off at that position, right? And you come into this position. That's how you vortex through boxes and triangles and what it's used for. Okay? Because you are always in the center position. Always. Okay? So it's amazing how we do these things. Space and time comes to you. So when it comes to you, this is what it is. You understand the balance positions. Okay, so this is you. Okay, let's say you're sitting in a chair. Okay, that's you sitting in a chair, right? Now, as you're sitting in the chair, you have to understand that here's a portal. Okay, it's really interesting to see these things. So once you stay in your position, look at it, disappeared. Okay, there's a portal, right? It recognizes you from what? The grounds. Okay, now it understands you. Remember, it's intelligence. It understands you through your portal of your heart position, and it understands the mind position of its location, right? And then it sucks you in. It separates your particle lights, right? So your whole body disappears into the vortex in seconds. Your whole body separates and it goes in time. So from here to here into the wormhole. So you channel positions and you go into higher location, into a secure line defense position location, to a circle rotation line center, which is a wind of a world grab line system that sucks you in division line connection. Okay. All from sitting. Now, if you don't understand it, you just vortex backwards, you're going to get a headache because it's the intelligence has to stand the light of travel, and it's all done through shapes. This is a portal that's sucking you in, going forward or backwards, right? Same thing when you come across anything through a wall interference or orb, going through an orb of divisions of paradox positions or parallels or polarity line connection, Trinity stand position of time location. I had to go through these experiences with my light body when I went into that position, guys. All right, so this is an orb. This is you walking. It's fascinating, isn't it? This is you walking. Okay, you're walking, right? Now, okay, so here's an orb. Orb's coming out at you like this. Okay, you have to understand what it is. So what does the orb do? Centerline connections. It communicates to your grounds, your powers. So it's all about understanding what's going on. It's scanning you, and you're scanning it. If you're not scanning it, you're going to get a headache rotation line center. It's going to react right away. It's going to react, and it's going to open your plasma interference position, and you're going to get a shock wave to position location. Right? But if you understand your positions, you understand the line connections, dimensional time, it's going to take you in like this, right? And it's going to send your position to security line defense into security positions of time location, into its round location of time. So you can center line connections, and this is where you can navigate your dimensional time. You can change the actual portal into another position, all done through the mind and navigation. So you can center line your conditions and you can reverse your cycle. So you're in this position, you're traveling, right? From here, you're sucked in, you're traveling. So when you're traveling, you can change your shape to a triangle line connections. And now you're here. So you can open up a circle rotation and travel through higher position location. Okay, so you're changing your shapes, right? So you understand your portals. You understand, this is understanding why you have to close your portals when you meditate. Okay, so it's amazing how we come into that position of time, all done through vortex. So, and when you see these things, everything starts making sense. Why you're going into this position. You're sitting here and you're getting sucked in from a portal in seconds. And the magnetic highway information system is truly understanding you through light. If it doesn't understand you through light, what happens? You get a reaction to the physical system, like this. Powerful. Okay, so we all start with this, right? All through a shape. And we go into positions of this. And we go from there. We come into positions of this, right? So you can understand how to travel. It's important you understand how to travel through your light. It's very important because you're all positions on ground line systems of shapes. So this is you in the center line conditions. You're always in the center. You never travel. Why is that? Because you're in the physical system. Physical system can't travel into space. It's only the intelligence. So the intelligence has to get the full integration of your hemispheres of left and right. The particle light connection has no interference. It has to enter its proactive system, so it gets out a full interline connection to your positions of your orbs and your portals and your defense positions. So when you come into that connections, you can understand positions of time to all line signals through your ground formations to all triangle line connections. Okay, so you can travel here, 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 and here. All through the mind, simultaneously. And it comes down to this. All right. So when I'm in the center line connections, I'm always in position. So when I'm traveling extremely, extremely fast to all dimensional time. So I go from this to this to this to this to this 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 this. There, done. All in one sequence of one line, one communication to one graph location to one compilation of all universes of one center position of time. That's what you do, right? But it's fascinating when you come into this position, right? So there's a lot to learn, right? So let's get into meditation. I just wanted to show you how you can travel through shapes and what shapes are used for. Okay. You guys have any questions? Well, I'm glad that's what you needed. It makes sense, yeah. Now you know what you're doing. Yeah. You just have to understand the charging mechanisms of time. So when you put your hand against the wall, that's your intelligence communicating to the wall, not the physical. It's the intelligence that's getting its connection, and the physical is getting its reaction. So you gotta have the balance with the two, guys. I feel like I just light bulb moment. Sorry, I'm just excited. Well, excited is good, but I just wanted to show you how you can travel through shapes. So maybe you guys can get into your own drawings, illustration diagrams, and do it yourself and see how powerful it is. I don't want to meditate until I get coded to close portals when I go through them. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, when you first start out, you come into your chakras of understanding, and that's where it comes into meditation. Meditation is a way of meaning. It's a meaning of life. It's a meaning of you, how to understand you inside. That's meditation. Okay, meditation, like I said, is not closing your eyes. Okay, and I'm meditating. No, meditation is just everything that you do. I'm meditating right now, but I'm communicating with you guys. I don't have to have my eyes closed. There's all different ways to meditate. But one cycle line connection is everything to the center position. That's meditating. Because I'm always moving forward every single day. Okay? So there's all different ways of meditating. Just get into your breathing, right? When you channel your breathing, you start with the connections of the grounds, right? So you understand the tree, you understand the stump. You cut it in half, you see all the realms, right? So you understand that where are you? You're in the center position. When you're seeing that box, it's not the outside, it's the inside from the outside. That's the communication, right? There's no confliction, there's no problems. There's only a problem if you see it as a problem because you're creating a problem. Nobody creates your problems, only you. You're just trying to figure it out, what it means, right? It's all the psychological system. The physical, metaphysical, psychological, and the spiritual, and it's emotional has to truly understand you inside. Okay? So when we do what we love, is it meditation too? Yeah. I'm doing everything right now and I'm meditating. I don't have to close my eyes and put my hands like this and do mantra. I don't have to do this. I don't have to have a sound bowl. Everything you do, as soon as you're walking outside, that's meditation. Looking at the atmosphere, that's meditation. Writing a note, that's meditation. Meditation is a way of life. It's a way of meaning. It's your life system. It's your life activation. You have to love life. That's meditation. Know you're in freedom. That's meditation. Know your thoughts are in freedom. That's meditation. Everything is meditation. I pick up my phone. I check my email. That's meditation. Okay? So we have to understand what meditation is. Okay? We have to understand what meditation is. All right? Meditation is a way of seeing you moving forward. Meditation is a way, yes, you have your mantras and you have your gurus and your sensations and your spiritual guides and all that. But that is just a guide. It's a guidance. That's great. But you have to understand, you have to move forward in life. That is meditation. Space is meditating right now. Every day, space is moving forward. But humanity doesn't understand the indifference, do they? They just focus on, how do I meditate? Well, you're meditating right now. You get in the car, you're driving, you're listening to music. That's meditation. You're playing baseball. That's meditation. You're babysitting. That's meditation. Do you understand what meditation is? It's very simple. Because every time you're meditating, you're creating your thoughts. And your thoughts are creating everything through the mind. It's going into its imagination of its creation to its reality, to its division, people. Okay? I just showed you a basic meditation, how to go through a shape. Everybody react to it. You have to know what you're doing. It's the controlling system inside. That's meditation. You control the mechanisms of force inside. It controls everything outside of your life system. And that will change everything through your reality. I guarantee it. Okay? Stop concentrating on things outside. Concentrate on everything inside of you. Okay? And then you have no more questions or values or anything like that. You realize, wow, I know what I can do now. Right? You don't second guess yourself. You know what you can do. You have the control to have what you can do inside your system. And everything outside will have its reaction to its reflection. It's all done through your perception, your audios, and everything through your command. How much command do you want to move forward in life? That is meditation. Talking to your kids, that is meditation. Do you understand what meditation is? Or do you need some more clues? You can journal all this, put it in your log, that's meditation. Watching TV, that's meditation. Watching a football game, that's meditation. Watching a hockey game, that's meditation. Everything is meditation. Okay. It's all done through the mind. Okay. So it's the mind education. Okay. To its dimension. Okay. So you truly understand how to direct these things. Meditation is a way of seeing yourself doing what you love. Okay. So when you look outside, you're loving nature. That's meditation. You just change your thoughts. So it's change your thoughts. You know it's going to be a great day, and you can reflect through that, and you can bring out the sun. All done through your meditation. So you understand how to change colors to trees. That's meditation. You understand how to change the graph line system to circle rotations of portal defense line connection. That's meditation. Now, you don't understand that, but that's where I'm at. So you're at a position, I'm at a position. You're in space and time, I'm in space and time. You have your activation lights and your communications. I have my activation communications and my lights. So you have to understand, where are you directing your meditations of your thoughts? Okay. Now, if you want it to rain, it's going to rain. Not on the same day, but it will rain because there's 7 days a week. You're putting your thoughts out there for it to rain because it's reaction to its atmosphere position of time. Once you come into your light, you're now coming into the atmospheres. And you're going to have less resistance, but more reaction. Less resistance, but more reaction. Why? Because you're in light. You are in dimensional light. That light has to understand what's going on with perceptions, your audios, and your command. Your thoughts are everything through its creation to its reality. Okay, and you're creating everything through the positive, negative cycles. Okay, so that's meditation. Now, do you know what meditation is? It's a way of living. That's meditation. Okay, which is the here and now. Living the here and now. That's meditation. That's the best advice I can give you. You guys are all confused because you don't understand your program positions. You're resetting your line centers and you have no idea how to meditate. You can do your mantras, you can do your hum, you can do your sound bowls, you can do your light language, you can do your finger line connections. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do, second by second, you are meditating. Whether you understand that through your light, that's an issue. But every single day you are meditating second by second by second. 60 seconds in a minute. How many thoughts did you create in 1 minute? Think about that. In 1 minute, how many thoughts are going through your mind? Let's go through the intuitive cycle here, right? You get up, okay? Remember, 60 seconds, 1 minute, it's pretty fast, right? But you can create a lot of thoughts in 1 minute. You can create more in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, right? 24 hours. How many thoughts can you create in meditation? Now it's up to you to keep it centered, right? Because you're living the existence of the here and now. Not the past, not the future. The now. Okay? I've been meditating for years, but I didn't know how to close. Yeah, but see, that's another thing. Closing the portals is very extremely you don't have to worry about that, CC, until you go to higher levels. Okay, this is only for the people that are reaching higher levels of chakras. Chakra and communication line positions have to understand its light interference because they also have to understand their connections to their portals, right? So they should understand more of their electrical light connections and how to use their code reference to its code frequency to open up these dimensional positions of time. So you don't have to worry about that. You're just coming into your positions. Once you come up to 30 chakras, 40 chakras, then you can go into a higher position to opening and closing the portals. Okay. So journal is good. Yep. My journal is up here. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy what goes on with me every day. You know? And sometimes I reference the past. Sometimes I talk about the past, but I always back in the center. Because I know my day is going to be what if I keep myself in the past. Your communications are in the past. You meet friends in the past. You have to understand, you come in dimensional light, you can open doors to the past just by your thoughts, guys. Your thoughts are traveling. Oh, I want to see my ex-boyfriend again. Oh, I want to see my ex-girlfriend again. They're going to come into your alignment. Why? Because you created through meditation. You don't have to close your eyes and hum to meditate, guys. There's all different ways of meditating. Meditating is a way of living, okay? So, on Sunday, my son brought me to a beautiful scenery on the lake. I took my shoes off and I just enjoyed the grounds in the water. When we were done, I went to put my flip-flops back on. There you go. Tranquility, peace, calmness, right? Beautiful. Gave me a gift. She put on a rock in my shoe. See? You guys are having a great time. Just that's meditation in nature, right? Last night you said we shouldn't meditate unless we knew how to close portals. Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying, CC. You don't have to worry about that because you're not in a high-level system of light. Once you understand your program positions, I put you up to higher chakras. This is only for the team that's at a higher level. Okay. I've also had wonderful memory to look back on when I look at my rock. See, that's another thing too, is you have your past alignment. So when you go past everything your traumas, once you're breaking surface of everything that you've gone through, all decades and decades and decades and decades, just imagine how many thoughts you created in 24 hours, 7 days a week, in 20 years. Where does that put you? Destroying the mechanisms inside, right? So what do you have to do? You have to recalculate, revalue, right? You got to center meet the line conditions, metro line positions, open track line conditions, find out where you are in box line center of interference through its program position, time, location. You could be channeling at so many levels in this spiritual line system. You could be trapped in 26,000 point line centers of matrix box. How would you get out of that? How would you get out of that? Because you're not at a higher light, are you? So what are you going to do? You're going to stay in the positive position of your thoughts. That's what we're going to come into. It's powerful, isn't it? Now you know what meditation is. It's your thoughts. Okay? It's all your thoughts because your thoughts travel. I just showed you how to travel through a shape. So the shape was what? The shape was the intelligence, right? So you traveled through the shape through dimensional wormhole and you went back. But did you understand it through light? Yes or no? If not, you get a reaction. Okay? So you have to get into the exploration of you. Right? You can do it. Just try to, put in a negative cycle, say something negative, but then go back in position of center and they say something positive. You'll see the vibration change in your graph position of time. Okay? So my son is also helping me to stay focused. He's truly is a gift. Yeah. And that's another thing too. Your children are a gift of wonder. I mean, they're there for you. They're there to basically find who they are, right? And once they find who they are, they start helping you in return. Right? I mean, it's great having children. I have a daughter, So, I think when you start meditating, I could talk about the chakra system, all that, but it's not the chakra system. I don't want to confuse you guys. It's just your thoughts. You understand you have chakras basically to communicate to space. And your receivers have to understand everything that's transmitting. It's transmitting and you're receiving. Do you understand the receiving end? Right? So it gets complicated over time when you go to higher levels of light because you're traveling faster and faster and faster. And then when you're traveling faster, you start seeing these things. You start seeing the orb. You start seeing the portals. And then you start hearing computers in your mind. Right? Because that's all I hear. The atmosphere is... This here is water, but it communicates through computer. This is a computer operation of a water interference of a plasma connections, right? This is structural light connection. That's it. It's light interference. It's got digital line connections. It's got pattern defense positions. It's got chime water line system. It's allocated positions through computer. So that communicates through my computer position. Right? And it's all connected to the matrix simulation and its hologram. Okay. So you really have to understand how to interline, interconnect, interface with everything through your body, inside. The intelligence has to understand you through light. And that's what my school provides. Okay? So, aren't portals just closed by thought too? Yes. But when you go to higher levels, Queen, you really have to understand you're changing portals of light conditions of dimensional time position. Your gravity changes, your power changes, and your portal line conditions to your heart and your reactors change if you go to higher levels of intelligence, right? So you have to understand more positions, right? So the intelligence really has to understand its portals and its defense and its security line system. So it gets extremely complicated. It's like traveling through this. Okay. Or basically, again, back force connections. Now, see, I have all illustrations in the back force, and I know what everything is. I know what everything is, and that's understanding. You understand your alignments. There's no thought process. I just go back in time, and I tell you everything what it is. Okay? Like, for example, what do you think this is? Is this in the past? Right? It's presented to its presence. Digital frame numbers, line connections, right? All communication planet line systems, sun, everything through Jupiter line connections, moon, triangle line connections, interference position, particle line connections to its inner line connections to a digital frame position location to its biosurface to position location line center. That's what this is. So to really understand how to use these things, E equals mc square, E equals m velocity slash square, right? So you have to understand your timelines of balance, right? When you travel. So, and these things can be worked out through your body. So everything that I draw is nothing but vibration. Everything travels. Your emojis travel. Your solar text travels. Your phone travels from one to another. You're communicating. It goes through a wire. You just understand what it is. So when you're talking, it's sending out digital code. You don't know that, right? Because you don't understand wire. You don't understand computers. So it's all about when it travels. That's all it does. But you understand what's inside. What's inside that wire? What's inside that voice of that wire, right? So that's where it comes into awareness of its perception, what you see through its connection. It's pretty fascinating. Perception line connections, graph line system, how the UFO changes graphs of its shapes, and how it changed position of time through its portal line system. That's how UFO travels, zigzag line. So every time it zigzags, it changes the shape of the atmosphere, change the shape, its diameter, changes the shape of this portal. It's all done through the mind, through navigation, but it's all done through perception, through you, right? So we all have to understand these things, right? You know? So I'm able to do all these things because I meditate, and meditate's already done. So I can go through all that list and tell you exactly what everything is in one compilation of one line signal, which is one pattern of one vibration. Everything has to be balanced when you do these things through communication. Box frequency, yeah, wait, no, it's not the box frequency. Is it the timer? No, the timer's up. It's the clocking. Yeah, that's it. It's the structure. It's confusion. It's too much confusion. It doesn't make any sense. And I can't teleport anything to a UFO position and bring it into sun interference, which the sun goes into the portal to the communication, which goes into the moon. So you have to stand communication. It's all done through triangle, right? So if I don't know what I'm doing, how are they going to send out the information? Meditation, right? So that's what meditation is. All right. No beginnings. Yeah, I'm going to go on TikTok live. Okay, we're going to get more into that. But I really want you to concentrate more on meditating, on your thoughts. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, all right, it's not a quiz, it's not a test, not a review. It's just an exploration of you. It's a research of you. I want you to set up your clocks for positions as of now and basically try to put yourself in the positive center. If you find a negative switch, write that down. What made you change to the negative side? What happened? What just changed? What motion changed? What flicker? What glitch just happened, right? Write it down, okay? And then try to understand how powerful it is to stay in the positive. It's easy to create negative. It's so easy. And that's just the fear. So to get out of the fear is to get back in the balance, right? So write it down every time you come across a negative position of a thought, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to basically add everything up from the positive on the negative side. How many positive words do you have and how many negatives do you have in 24 hours? Okay, so that's what I want everybody else to do. Okay, so tomorrow we will go through that and we'll see how we did. All right, did the negative take over the positive or the positive take over the negative? And then you're seeing where you're at through your meditation. Thoughts are very powerful, and we create it every single day, every single second, every single minute. Okay, we just understand to keep the center every single time of travel. Okay, so yes, it's important that you write it down. Okay, because when you write it down, you feel, wow, this is great. I have more positive and negative. So let's just balance that out. So each time is different. Each time gets easier. So you stay more in the positive position, but you still have a little bit of negative vibration, a little bit of negative thought. Because if you create that negative vibration, you're destructing inside your position and you're changing the wires inside line system, right? So try to get into that position, write it down, and at the end of the day, okay, see the difference from the positive and negative, how many thoughts you created. Okay, just a test. I mean, it's something to look at, and every day it gets better and better and better and better. Okay, that's one way to start out. Okay, another way is to start out when it comes into if you're facing fear, think of a name. I was going to do that too on TikTok. I said that today. Think of Frankie Fear. Give your fear a name. Now it's personal. Once it becomes personal, now it's in direction. It's in interfacing, interlocking. It's in your face. It's now the abyss of you. So when you know how to use the psychological system of its intelligence, okay, let's just say my fear is, Frankie Fear. So if I find that Frankie's in my way, I'll say, I don't need you right now. I'm going to talk to you later. Talk to yourself inside. And the Frankie Fear will go off to the side, go into the other room and shut the door. And then you got to find a way to communicate. You have to face your personal position to its fear, which is its abyss. And everybody calls it the shadow work, right? You go into the dark to come into the light. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do that, right? But please feel free to write it down. Okay, how many negative thoughts have you created? Okay, and how many positive thoughts have you created in 24 hours? All right. All right, I'll see you guys on TikTok. Adios.